Good morning, except it's not morning anymore. It's afternoon apparently, and I'm finally getting around to eating something today. It's kind of been a busy morning. We got another couple of foster kittens in, and I wanted to get a full workout in, and so it's time to eat something. Which actually is fine. I don't mind pushing off my first meal until a little bit later, especially since I work later hours over at the store. So, I'm actually going to share with you today my favorite recipe for French toast. It's basically an order for one person and actually really quick to make. So, I'm starting off with the bread that I've talked about before, the 647 bread, and this is the wheat variety. I'll be having 3 slices of that, but I'm going to make my French toast goodness first. So I'm cracking 2 eggs into, you can see, a reusable, like, knockoff Tupperware thing. And if you hear percolating in the background, yeah, I'm finally getting around to making some coffee too. Alright, so 2 eggs. Rinse the egg goo off. Okay. Alright, now what I have here, this is Torani sugar-free French vanilla syrup. This takes care of adding a little bit of sweetness and vanilla flavor. So for this, I kind of skipped the vanilla extract. I don't really need it. You can see I just put in a little, like, liquid version of a dash. I still have sesame seeds out. That was from stir fry I made last night. We don't want that. Alright, cinnamon powder. Okay, and you can see that's about all I put in. Let's get a good angle there. See that? Okay. Okay. And then I've got some almond milk. So, how much almond milk am I actually putting in? I'm going to grab just a fork for this. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by putting in enough milk of some sort. You don't really need almond milk. You could use cashew milk. You could use regular milk. It doesn't matter at all. I put in enough to make it look like I've put in another egg. I start with that. And then if it seems like I might want more, then I'll put in more. And just take my fork and I'll whip it up. You see I've measured nothing. Okay, so I'm getting something that kind of looks like this. Yeah, there's little specks in it, but you don't even notice. Honestly, the altogether overall flavor of this is delicious. And wait till I tell you, I'm just going to add a little bit more, just a little dash. Okay, that's all I want. Wait till I tell you how many calories this entire meal will cost. It's like nothing. It's great. Okay, just a little bit more mixing. Alright, these guys are on my way. Okay, my pan is already heating up. Okay, so what am I putting on my pan? Well, right now there's nothing on it because I wanted to get the water off the cast iron. So, I'm going to put in about a teaspoon of butter. And I'm going to cut it up into, like, 2 pieces. Okay? That's about all I did. One on one side of the pan, one on the other. Because I'm not going to use much to actually cook this. Okay? Once I get everything onto the pan, I'll move the camera over there. Great. Red one. Actually, I think I do want that fork. One more fork. Let's blend that out. Okay, so I dipped it in there. Dip it in there again. One. Poke. Flip. May not have needed that last dollop of milk. Actually, it doesn't seem to be soaking in as well. This bread is fresh. I think the last loaf I used. Okay, that's 2. So yeah, let's go with that, like what looks like 1 egg's worth of milk. Coffee's done. Okay, and there's my 3rd one. And I have this over like a low to medium heat for right now. So here, let me bring the camera over now. Whee! Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just pour the rest of the egg mixture over them. Sure, it makes it look a little bit sloppy, but then you feel like you're eating eggs too, and they're tasty. Yeah, I could have gone without the rest of the milk. That's fine. Alright. Grab Turner. Okay. Clean this up just a little bit here. I'm going to turn up my heat just a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to leave these go a little bit. So, a couple things while they're cooking up is that, well, we love having our carbs in the morning. We love having like pancakes, French toast, waffles, all that kind of good stuff. And sometimes the way that we prepare them is okay. Like, nutritionally, yeah, maybe it's a little high on the carbs. If we eat like 6 instead of 3, yeah, that can add up, of course. But where we really may accidentally go wrong is what we put on top of it. So, this is going to be what I put on top of my French toast. So it's unsweetened, no sugar added. You can see that right there, right? Yep, no sugar added. Chunky applesauce, and I believe this isn't even the organic one. They have an organic one out there. So for a half a cup of applesauce, which is probably almost way too much, it's an extra 50 calories. All right, that's not bad. And it's 50 calories of a fruit serving because, well, it's applesauce, and that's it. That's the only stuff that's in this is apples, water, and ascorbic acid, which is like the vitamin C additive that they have, and to maintain color, to keep from browning. Okay, so sort of a preservative too. That's it. It's all that's in this. So it's legit serving of fruit. So not bad, especially when we're comparing it to. These can turn in just a minute. Especially when we're comparing it to maple syrup, to butter, to whipped cream, to so many not as healthy things that can go on your favorite carb-loaded deliciousness for breakfast. A lot of times it's how you prepare it, or how you end up eating it. Alright, give these a flip. Let's see how we're doing here. Starting to brown. Yeah, this is a really fresh loaf of bread. It did not soak in as much. I made these last week, and it was the old loaf of bread, and it was like dried out a little bit and was starting to actually like crumble apart. I was like, ooh, I gotta use this up. So this is now the new loaf of bread, and now it doesn't want to spin again. There we go. That's a good one. On that, delicious. And yes, I am using a cast iron skillet. I no longer use the copper ones for this. I have a copper square pan, but no way. This cast iron is way, way better. And it's not sticking at all, and you saw, see, not sticking off, there we go. And you saw that I only used about a teaspoon of butter. And if that doesn't seem like enough for you to cook on a pan, you actually honestly don't even notice it. See, one of the coolest things that you figure out when you learn how to cook really healthy is that you learn what flavors you can add that don't add calories. And then that flavor becomes so amazing, and you focus on that flavor that you don't even miss the type of flavors that you add that don't add calories, or that do add calories that, you know, you want to eliminate. Like the extra butter. I love the taste of butter. I'd miss it if it was completely gone. I can detect it in here, but I'm going to be enjoying that applesauce and that cinnamon that I put in here instead. So, you know, perfect for like this time of year, apple season. You could probably even use pumpkin spice if you were into that as well. Just looking pretty good. I'm gonna have to grab a plate. And my camera is in the way. Whoops. We're gonna do it real quick. Grab my plate. Okay. There is everything cooking nice. And another little turn. And those little specks you see, that's the cinnamon. I swear the cinnamon really, really makes this, but for that extra sweetness, that sugar-free vanilla syrup really, really does a good job. Let's see how this guy's doing. This one's ready. I like things just lightly browned, certainly. You can cook them longer if that's your fancy. Oh, that smells good. I just got a whiff of it. It smells exactly like French toast. And of course, because it is, you know, we didn't really change too much. We changed a few of the ingredients it's made with, and that's it. And however long this video is how long it takes to make. Simple as that. Wow, that was clumsy. This one's probably done. Actually, I usually use a larger turner, but that needs to be washed. And that big mess I started with now has either just clung to the sides or becomes little scraps. Little scraps that one of my kitties is going to want to eat. Okay, and this is just going to keep going, so my heat's off now. Because yay, cast iron holds heat for a really exceedingly long amount of time. Yeah, you can see by the amount of cast iron on this stove, we are like not using any other pans forever. Once you make the switch and you get into the routine of cleaning it, which does not take long once you get started, like, you're never going to want to switch back. Beautiful. That made a very satisfying plop. Alright. Okay, so I'm basically just going to move camera and go back to the prep area. Not fancy enough to have two cameras at this point. Okay. So now, spoon. I'm going to put, that's like about 1 heaping tablespoon. That's a regular tablespoon. And that's about another heaping tablespoon. That probably was not a half a cup, honestly. To me, just, I don't know, that seems like a lot to be putting on this. Oh, that's kombucha I forgot to drink. Alright. Yum. Breakfast. Super healthy breakfast, and it's completely done. You saw it from start to finish, and I didn't have to measure anything. It was just like a few ingredients. Not bad at all. If you have any questions, let me know. And, yeah, I think in the comments I'll post basically what I did, just in case you want to put it on a recipe card or something. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy my late breakfast.